turn in your books to page 18. Let's find the second objective in this lesson. Remember, objectives are always above the example problems. Well, if it's the second objective, it's probably above the second example problem. So what's our second objective, Isaac?
Solving equations by using subtraction.
Solving equations by using subtraction. Okay, so let's fill that in right here, solving. Everybody see where I'm at? Solving equations by using subtraction. Solving equations by using subtraction. Remember, when we solve, we use inverse operations, don't we? And when we hear the word inverse, what's that one word that starts with a U that we're going to associate with the word inverse? Destiny? Undo. So if we're going to just solve equations by using subtraction, we're using subtraction to undo an equation. What do you suppose that equation will have in it if we're going to use subtraction to undo it, Rose? Well, it does have to have an equal sign to have an equation, but what operation has to be going on, Cameron? Adding. If we're going to use subtracting to undo it, it's probably an equation that has addition in it. Okay, so let's go to the check it out oh, I put my objective in the wrong spot. There. That was really where it meant, but it doesn't really matter. We're not going to erase it and put it in a different spot. We're going to go to the check it out problem that is below example 2. Example 2 would be for you to study on your own time. And I've already written the problem, therefore it's d plus 1/2 equals 1. So what do we have to do to isolate d, to get d by itself? What should we do to both sides of this equation? Riley?
Subtract 1/2.
Okay, subtract 1/2 from
1 and 1/2.
from both sides, right? You can just say from both sides. Yeah. Just subtract 1/2 from both sides. And now d is isolated. It's by itself. What's a 1 take away a half? 1/2. That's $1 take away a half a dollar. Half a dollar, right? D is equal to 1/2. This is our solution. Well, we're still going to keep doing check problems. So we're going to use the same format that we used yesterday. We write the equation down. What's that next step called? Substitution. Substitute in for the variable what we think it is equal to, what we believe that it is. The one value that should make the equation true. We're working down. What's a half plus a half?
1, so we got it right.
It's 1. And bring this one down, it checks, doesn't it? Okay. Questions at all? Okay, that's pretty basic, wasn't it? Okay. Let's write down the problem. Go ahead, pick up the book in front of you. What's the equation for 2b? Go ahead and write it down. And I was talking with some students about this. If you would rather that the k plus 5 and the negative 5 trade places, they can. If you would rather work with it that way, then have them trade up. Have these two guys trade places. That's what I did over here. So it doesn't matter which way. Because our goal is still going to be the same. It's going to be to get the k by itself. So what do we have to do to both sides of the equation?
Add 5 on both sides.
Class, what do we have to do? Subtract 5, because 5 is being added to k plus 5. To undo that, we have to subtract 5. So we will subtract 5 from both sides of the equation. Doesn't matter which one we're working on. We should get the same thing, whichever form you're working it with. Okay, but here's the thing that we just did over there. what happens when you're working with, on this side, we're going to have the k by itself. These guys cancel each other out. They're gone. Now we have a negative, let's get this line out of here so it doesn't look like we're dividing. Now we have a negative 5 being divided by another, or not divided by, a negative 5 subtracted 5. What can we do with that?
0.
Can we rewrite this like this? Negative 5, add, what's the opposite of 5? Negative 5. That's really what we have there. Negative 5, take away 5 is the same as negative 5 plus negative 5. Anybody happen to know what negative 5 plus negative 5 is? Negative 10. So our solution is negative k is equal to a negative 10. What's up, Dakota?
Just trying to stay away from
Anybody have questions about that one? What do we have left to do? Go ahead, Emerson.
With the k plus 5, like the one on the other side, why did you write it like that instead of 5 plus k? Like how it's originally written.
Is that how it originally was 5 plus k? Did I write it wrong?
Yeah. It's negative 5 equals k plus 5.
Oh, okay. I know what here's what I want you to do, and I don't want you to just have those guys trade places. All we're actually doing here, Emerson, is we're having this whole side trade places with this whole side. So this just jumps over to this side, and this just jumps over to the other side. Don't have the 5 and k trade places. No reason to. And we don't want to do that because if it were subtraction, that would cause a problem. Okay? That makes sense? Okay. What do we have to do now, you guys? Check.
checking it.
Okay, let's go. Check. We have to write down our equation that we were given. We have to
Subtract 5.
substitute. We have negative 10 going in for k. Give me a way to think about adding 5 to negative 10 in life. Tell me, give me a scenario where you're adding 5 to negative 10 and it makes our answer will make sense.
You're in debt 5 cents and you get wait.
You're in debt how much? If it's negative 10, how
10
much?
cents.
If this is really a whole 10, so it's probably more like $10. Yeah? You're in debt $10 and you what?
Add 5.
You add 5, you pay them back $5, and what's true now?
Still owe. You're still in debt 5.
Yeah, you still owe them $5, so you're still in debt $5, so you think that negative 10 plus 5 is negative 5? Yeah, okay, that's one way to think of it, like money. Can anybody give me another way? We live in North Dakota, we have a lot of temperature change. What's coming up in a few months?
Winter.
Cold temperatures, winter. Does it ever get below 0 in Valley City, North
Yes.
Dakota? Yeah. Okay. So the day starts out as 10 below when you get up. The temperature
Goes 5.
goes up 5. Where's it going to be at after it goes up 5 degrees? At negative 5. So sometimes we need to make connections to putting those numbers to something that makes sense to us so we can get good answers without our calculators, right? Okay. Let's do one more. 2C. What do we have the freedom to do when it isn't an addition problem? What can we do? We can switch the pieces around. Let's just do that just so that it maybe looks a little friendlier to work with, and you might say, oh, now I think I know what I should do. When it's addition, we can have them trade places. Only when it's addition, though, not subtraction. So we just kind of renamed it is all we did. What do you think we would do next now?
Subtract 6 on both sides.
Subtract 6. from both sides to keep it balanced. So T is all by itself now on that balance scale. It's kind of like the triangle. The triangle's all by itself. And how many circles are on the other side? 8. 14 of them, take away 6, there are 8 left. So T equals 8 is our solution. Okay. You do a check problem. Go ahead. You know how now. Did it check out?
Yes, it is.
Okay, cool. Okay, that's it. That's all we're gonna do now. You can get to work on your homework. So what do you need to get out?
Book it up to the blue paper.
Sheet of blue paper. What do you put on that piece of paper to start with?
Your name.
What kind of words?
Your name?
Name.
Okay, yeah, your name and all that information that's over there in black. Other than the algebra 8, remember that. Number 5, 8, 20, 8, 13, 34. You suppose you should show check problems?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you out of check problems more these days soon, but it's not yet today. You gotta know how to do those too.
Did you get a paper back today? Did you get a homework paper back today?
No, we didn't.
We'll put that away. Oh, you found something else. Don't be hiding that on me.
The following students to the Confidence Center created Rebecca Fisher, Ellie Millender, and Carissa Lillian Quick. And the following students for the senior high office, Madeline Anderson and Frank DeBorak.
Okay, you may start putting your things together. You may start putting things away. Okay, so JC, here's the deal. JC's grandma, Marty, is a cousin, second cousin to my dad. So we're like related way down, like maybe about fifth or sixth cousin. I mean, like so far down, but yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because every time I mention my grandma, my family sister, and she starts telling me a story. Like, you're related to her. I'm like, I don't know how. We don't know how.
Your grandma, or your great grandma, I think. She's cousin to my dad. Our first cousin. Okay, well, make sure you're careful pushing